Hey everybody, this is a hidden gem here in Williamson County. Not too many people talk about it, but maybe more should. I'm talking about the city of Fairview. Hello everybody, I'm Jack Lerond, your Nashville, Tennessee real estate agent. And today we're gonna do a short, simple city tour of Fairview, Tennessee, which just sits south of Nashville about 30 minutes. I'm standing today in the parking lot of a true asset inside of Fairview. That is the Williamson County Rec Center. The building behind me is the old high school here in Fairview. It has now been converted to a recreational center. Behind that is the Williamson County Recycle and Trash Services because the city of Fairview does not have trash services. We're going to take a personal tour of the building at one point here, but to the left of me is also the soccer fields and the swimming pool that's part of the City of Fairview Rec Center. There is a membership fee if you do want to get an annual or monthly membership fee. However, you can do daily drop-in fees, not only for the rec center, but also for the swimming pool, which is one of the only swimming pools in all of the area. So come with me, let's take a tour. We're now inside the Fairview Williamson County Rec Center, and to me, we're in the best part of the entire rec center. Like I mentioned before, or if I didn't mention before, the rec center used to be the high school for the city of Fairview. They have since built a brand new facility across the street, and Williamson County, which is the school district as well, took this building and converted it into a community recreation center. And we're actually standing in the original gym of the high school. So you can hear the echo around me, you can see the old bleachers, you can see the old hardwood floors. This now is used most for pickleball. And in fact, we have a few minutes on this court before pickleball tournament starts kicking off. But this is a great, great gym. It's old school. I like the old school stuff the best. I actually played basketball in here up until I popped my Achilles one time. It sounded like a 22 was going off in this gym, but great facility. My kids come up here and play it. They do all the youth basketball games in here as well. Again, a truly, truly great characteristic of the rec center here in Fairview is the old high school gym itself. Let's go check out the rest of the facility. So now I'm in another unique area of the rec center. This used to be the old high school cafeteria. The county has now converted it to a brand new weight room with both free weights and machine weights, as well as elliptical and treadmills. Immensely enjoying this new space since they converted it to it. Also, we have a cycle and kickboxing classroom over here. Across the other side of the gym is sort of high intensity training as well. Those are specialty classes that are offered in membership, but if not, you just pay a fee additional and sign up to go to these classes. The gym also, for those that may want to work out and then shower and change either in the morning before work or after the workout during the day, they have a completely brand new women's and men's locker room that includes showers and lockers so that you can lock your things up and take a shower, including handicap-enabled showers as well. So now we're just going to take a small tour down the hallway here as we lead back up to the front desk and show you the other various rooms and offerings they have here as part of the rec center. Let's go. So now we're back in the main hallway that was leading up to the brand new weight room. To my left, we have a jazzercise room. To the right, we have arts and crafts, and a lady that makes clay pottery actually comes in here and teaches how to do clay pottery. Really cool. That's a really popular class here. Another set of restrooms to the right and left of me. And then right here to my left is a kids taekwondo class that usually meets after school. They have a teacher come in and teach it. So you got little kids in here learning taekwondo, which is pretty cool. My kid did that for a little while. And then to the right of me, we have a yoga studio. Now, if this is all too much to keep up with, don't worry about that. I'm going to include a link down below to the Rec Center website. On the Rec Center website for Fairview, they list all the classes, the instructors, and the schedules. And then your membership packages contain either the classes or an add-on should you want to go and do that outside of your normal gym membership. So now we're going to make our way back towards the check-in desk, go to the other end of the hallway, which is the senior center, as well as the room in which you would vote in your elections should you be a resident of 37062. Your voting designated area would be a room down here at the end of the hall for your voting. Let's go. Okay, so now we've gone to the other end, I would say the north end of the facility, to the right of the gymnasium, in which I walked through earlier, this is actually the senior center down in this area. It used to house the old weight room, which was really small, and they converted this entire room to a seniors lounge. And we're gonna take a quick tour of that and show you exactly what that looks like now. Let's go. Okay, so now we've entered what is the brand new, again, all this was remodeled probably 2 to 3 years ago. I know I didn't tell you that earlier before, but that's the reality of it. And you can see the county did a great job of putting together a facility designated for seniors. I believe it's 55 and up. Again, you can confirm that on the website. You have a full-on kitchen over here to my left. Plenty of seating and tables should you want to have some sort of event that involves food, drink, entertainment. No alcohol, obviously. This is a county facility. And then as we move over into the actual recreation and lounge area, you'll see a pool table, plenty of TVs, lounge areas, board games. Again, this did not look like this a few years ago. This used to be the old weight room, which is now on the other side. You can see they've done a great job with paint and wood and flooring, and really made this a really great community center for our seniors. This is a small town, so for the seniors to come here and have this type of area to hang out in good and bad weather is a really great selling point of this facility. Now we're gonna walk right across the hallway here. I'm gonna show you another room and why you're gonna wanna know about that room. Let's go. All right, so I'm standing just outside of the senior center right here to my right. This multi-purpose room is something as if you're a resident in Fairview, zip code 37062, this is where you're gonna do your voting, both for local and federal elections. You'll be required to present your ID card, your current address verification, you vote Republican or Democrat, but your booths are in here at the Recreation Center. There'll be signs on the road when the voting happens. There'll be people out there politicking for them to be voted for or not. You'll have boards here with all of the ballot information you need to know, but you can get a workout in, hang out at the senior center, and do your voting all in one location. So let's go outside now, take a look at the pool area and the soccer field, and we'll take a look at possibly even the recycle center, give you an idea of what's back there for your recycling as well as your Goodwill needs, because of the Goodwill truck donation center back there as well. Let's go. So we're standing behind the Williamson County Rec Center, directly behind in the parking lot. This is the Williamson County Recycle Center. That also includes a Goodwill drop-off trailer as well too for donations. The recycle center is also your trash service because the city of Fairview doesn't offer any trash services. So it's recycle of paper, aluminum cans, tin cans, cardboard, plastics and glass, clear, green, and brown. They also, if you see the big green dumpsters behind me, offer debris drop-off as well too, whether it's metal, construction equipment or construction debris, or even like landscaping, limbs and wood and stuff. Now, there's a caveat. If you pack your truck bed with debris or any other junk or trash you're throwing away in the big green dumpsters, can't be over the top of the bed. Otherwise, they're gonna take it down to the dump, which is off of Pinewood Road and Interstate 40. That's also where you're gonna recycle used tires and paint. They don't take that stuff here and they will not allow you to put it in the trash. So just keep that in mind when you're recycling, but this is right here behind the rec center. Everybody cycles through. This is a Sunday, so you can see how busy it is with everybody dropping off their weekly trash, and you're good to go from there. So let's continue the tour. So now I'm over here at the top end of the facility, or the north end, and to my right, you're gonna see the pool that's part of the facility. Again, part of your membership, or you can do daily drop-in. I think the daily drop-in rates is maybe $2 to $3 a person, so not out of bounds. They have a covered pavilion here where they host a lot of birthday parties. They don't have Wi-Fi out here yet, but they're supposed to be, because I know parents come over here and set up under there and do some work while their kids are swimming. You've got this swimming pool, which has about 4 or 5 Olympic-style swimming lanes. So they actually have a kids camp during the summer for a swim team called the Sharks. They attach the diving boards, and then they have swim competitions during the summer for the Summer Swim League. Right behind me, obviously, is a playground. They'll have adult swim time here, usually every 45 minutes at the pool. So for 15 minutes, kids 18 and under are required to get out of the pool. So they all run out of the pool area, come over here, play on the playground, and then 15 minutes, they blow the whistles back, they go back into the pool. Right behind me is a pavilion. I don't know if it's rentable or not. I know people do outdoor birthday parties here as well too. As you can see today, the weather is really nice. We're in mid-August. It's about 85 degrees. The grass is green because we came off of a week of rain. Plenty of sunshine now, which helps our brand new soccer fields as well. Now the soccer field itself isn't new, but you can see on the field it has a new set of turf. They put that turf in about 2 years ago. They've been cultivating it, care and feeding it, so you have a true soccer style turf here. They actually have a rec league soccer group, soccer association. You can start your kids like as little as 4 or 5 years old. My son did it for a long period of time. So every Saturday, this whole parking lot's packed with families doing soccer on this field, as well as the field up behind me, which is the old high school football field, is now used for soccer as well on Saturdays. The age groups go up to, I think, into junior high, maybe even high school. But the high school actually has soccer as well, so a lot of people graduate into that. So again, a really neat facility, a true gym here in the city of Fairview. Whether you're a member or not, this is accessible to you, even on daily drop-in rates, or there's no fee to come here into the soccer field area and hang out. But again, a true great facility. I'm a member here, my family goes here, been a member here for like 5 or 6 years, and I really enjoy it. So right here is Fairview Elementary. It sits right across the highway from the middle school and the high school. As you can see by the sign on the wall, it's been recognized as an outstanding performing school here in the state of Tennessee. It is a Williamson County run school system inside of Fairview. Williamson County is consistently top ranked in the state for the school systems throughout the county, including 3 schools in the top 10 nationally, including 2 in the top 5. The schools are very good with their curriculum, but they're also very secure. Williamson County provides a on-staff sheriff's deputy at each one of the schools. So the first thing somebody sees every morning is a sheriff's car parked here in the front parking lot, as well as additional security to get into the building. And then the resource officer, SRO, walks the hallway armed and gets to know you and your kids throughout the school year. Let's go take a look at the intercom system that you have to access in order to get in the building. And then from there, we're gonna go across the street and check out the high school as well as the combined middle school. Let's go. Okay, so I'm standing at the entrance here to Fairview Elementary. Again, one of 2 elementary schools here in Fairview. The other one is Westwood at the other end of town. You'll need to access the wcs.edu website to see the zoning for wherever you live in Fairview, which school you're zoned for. But as you can see, we're a very secure school here. So, as it says on the door, all visitors must enter through the main office, which is right inside the door here. There's a push button to access the camera, and you've got to state your name and your reason for the visit, which is then recorded. Here's the intercom system that they're referring to. You press the button, you got a camera here. There's a screen, CTV inside the office. The administrator asks who you are, state your name, and do you have your ID. They then buzz you through this door, and you go inside to the lobby. You're not able to access the main hallway because there's another set of locked doors between here and the main school area. The office sits in between. You go in the office, show your ID, state the reason you're there, provide your ID to put into a logbook. They then call to the classroom and your student walks up to the office if you're checking them out, so you're not walking the hallway unannounced during the school period. However, the school does encourage you to come eat lunch with your kids. My children attended here for a year or 2. I was able to come badge in and go eat lunch with my kids. It's an event watching a bunch of first graders and second graders do lunch because the stories they tell, but it is cool to be able to come hang out with your kids for 30 minutes during the day and eat lunch with them. So again, this is the middle school. We're gonna go right across the highway where the combined, excuse me, this is the elementary school. The combined middle school is on the other side of the highway right next to the high school. We'll go check that out, but all of them have the same security system. So any events that happen in the area, the school locks down, they notify you. But again, an armed resource officer with a car sitting out front to deter. These are hard targets, not soft targets. So we don't have any incidents to date, thank God, of any sort of school incidents. Let's go. Okay, So now we're standing in the front entrance of the Fairview High School parking lot. We just got done with Fairview Elementary right across the street. This is the high school. Fairview High School is the Jackets. And in the student parking lot, there's some nuances if you want to drive your car to school as a student. First of all, you have to submit an application to the county to get a request for a permit to be able to drive your car to school. Secondly, you then have to take a test to qualify for whatever requirements they have for parking your car here. So in other words, the days of going to school, when I went to school, of driving your 4x4 under the bridge and bringing it to school all muddy with your deer rifle in the headache rack are over. You can't even park your car or drive it here unless you've got a permit, and you've got to apply and then qualify for that permit in order to drive your car here to Fairview High School. Something else, so the calendar for Williamson County schools is a little unique. I'm from Texas. They have quite a bit different calendar here for the school year here in Williamson County. So your summer here between the end of school and the beginning of school is about 2 months. So you only get really 8 weeks of school off, okay? So school typically starts the first week of August for a half day, then goes into a full day the following Monday. You have a fall break in the middle of October, which is a full week off. Then you have a Thanksgiving break, and then you go into winter break, which is your Christmas break. You come out of that in the spring in January, then you lead up to spring break, which is a week, usually mid-March, to take off of school. And then the school year typically ends the weekend right before Memorial Day weekend. And typically a lot of your sporting activities for qualifying for football or volleyball or soccer take place in that last week of May and the first week of June before you go into what the county calls your dead period. So the last week of June and the first week of July, there's absolutely no group or team activities. Your coaches cannot have any contact with the students if there's a sporting activity. So you have June into June and the first week of July completely free to yourself, which is typically when everybody goes on vacation, because as soon as you come back from dead period, which is the week right after July 4th, all your mandatory practices start. So cross country, football, volleyball, soccer, they're all into their formal practices during the summer getting ready for the season, because again, the season typically starts the first week of August. So you really only have 3, maybe 4 weeks of team activities with your coaches before you're doing your first set of games or your first set of meets. So again, this is Fairview High School. About 700 students go to this building currently. It's actually built for 1,400. And Fairview High School has a very unique program that's only found here in Fairview High School, funded by the governor for the entire state of Tennessee, and it's called the Mechatronics program. So what that is a 2-year robotics program that students can earn a technical degree or an associate degree while also earning their high school credits, and come right out of high school with a certificate or a degree from Columbia State and go immediately into the job field. Now, another unique thing about Tennessee is your community college is actually paid for. So there's some qualifications, we'll include the links down below, but typically if you're a resident in Tennessee for at least a year and you graduate high school, move right into community college, your first 2 years of school here in the state of Tennessee are covered by the state of Tennessee. So that's a huge cost savings. I have 2 kids here in high school, so think about that going through college at the same time would be quite expensive. I've got another child down in the middle school over here. So the school system here I know very intimately because my kids have been in it since kindergarten, and the facilities here are great. I come from Texas. The school system here is better than where I was at in Texas, and we're going to show the middle school as well as the new football field here as well too. So there's a lot of activities. We'll talk about that in the back as well too, because the amount of athletic activities that the kids get to do here is really unique. And there's one program that Fairview is a part of that only 8 other schools in the area can claim, and it's very unique for girls sports. So let's take a look at the rest of the area. Okay, so right behind me is the Fairview High School Performing Arts Center. The middle school just built a building like this for themselves like 2 years ago. Performing arts is a huge advantage and program here. The kids love it. It's acting, it's singing, it's band, They do a lot of plays during the year that are really well produced. And the kids get to do all aspects of it, whether it's production, the video creation, the editing, stage setup, or the acting, or writing the plays itself. The performing arts programs here for Fairview High School, Fairview Middle School in Williamson County are really good, and the kids get really excited about it, and the productions are great. We get to come see them as parents. It's really, really great production. So it's another great advantage of your kids going to school here. This is something that I wasn't familiar with. I didn't have this when I went back to school in the Stone Ages, but this school actually has an on-site daycare center for students that have children, okay? So as you can see with the signs here behind me, the students are able in the morning to drop off their kids at daycare and to attend their normal class schedule as usual. The services in the daycare center are actually part of a group of electives here at Fairview High School. It's called Children and Family Services Care, and your kids, when they're students, can sign up to this as an elective. They can also sign up to social media classes as an elective. But the students earn class credit for running basically the daycare while their parents are going to school here in the facility. So the child and the mother are under the same roof. The child's getting services, the parents getting their education, but this is a great way the county addressed something that they saw needed some assistance and provided on-site daycare facilities for students that have children. Okay everybody, so this is Jack Lerond again, your Nashville Real Estate Agent, and I'm continuing my walkthrough here of the Williamson County School System in Fairview, Tennessee. And as you can see, I'm standing on a hill with the high school and our brand new football field behind me, as well as our softball fields, our baseball fields, our tennis courts, soccer fields, the gym for the football team to lift weights, their practice field, and then also there's a ROTC, junior ROTC workout area, as well as a obstacle course behind that. And then the brand new track that got installed, and then directly in front of me is our middle school, which is the Falcons, and they share the football field with our high school and play their games on it. Also, a little secret to or unknown fact is we have a junior pro football team, which is basically Pop Warner, but they don't call that here. It's ages 5 up to like 12, and on Saturdays they get to play on this field as well too. My son played in that league for 3 years. He won 3 Super Bowls in a row, only lost 1 game, and he scored a ton of touchdowns on this field, even when it was grass before it became turf. Now, I mentioned earlier about a program that's unique to Fairview that only 8 other schools in Williamson County have as well, and that's high school girls flag football. The Tennessee Titans, yes, the NFL football team, donated $300,000 to 9 school districts in Williamson County to start a girls flag football system. We were one of 9 schools that got it. Last year was the inaugural year, so this year they're rolling into year 2. Our high school football coach, who is a nationally recognized flag football player, still plays it in his 50s, is actually the coach for the girls flag football team. In their first year, competing against much bigger schools in Williamson County, our girls came in second at a jamboree that they actually got to play at the Nissan Stadium where the Titans play. So again, another unique program here for Fairview, Williamson County Schools, girls flag football, but we also have volleyball, soccer, tennis, softball, baseball, football, golf. My son is actually on the middle school golf team as well as the middle school football team. They take that very seriously. It's a fun sport. So again, a lot of opportunity for your children to get into activities, to get to know the school administrators, to get to know other families in Fairview. I've met all my family friends through my children's friends. Again, a small knit community, school, activities, church, brand new, again, football field with a brand new track. My daughters last year broke the long-standing middle school 4x400 record in state by 7 seconds, taking the gold medal. A great, great, great win, and actually we're within a second or two of the high school 4x400 record as 8th graders. So they're really jazzed up, looking forward to being even a faster team in high school, and they've got a brand new track to run on for the next 4 years. And something unique too about this. So my daughters are registered in high school. The way their registration works now for their 4-year class schedule, they can actually finish with their high school credits by the time they're juniors. Their senior year, they can take online courses from Columbia State, and they're not required physically to be in the building here to do that, because Columbia State does those courses online. And since my daughters won't officially be assigned to a class, they won't have a classroom to go to. So they can sit at home, do 9 hours of community college while they're still earning their college credits as seniors and still participating in the activities. They'll exit high school with a high school diploma as well as 9 hours completed of community college here in Tennessee, which, by the way, is free with some caveats for residents of Tennessee. Your community college for the first 2 years is taken care of. So again, a lot of uniqueness, a big reason why I moved here, a big reason why my kids go to school here. Really love the community, love the school district even more. All right, everybody, so I'm standing in the front entrance of Fairview Middle School. Again, continuing my city tour with the Williamson County School District here in Fairview, Tennessee. The middle school is actually the feeder school from the elementary schools. Remember, there's 2 elementary schools, Fairview Elementary, which is right across the street from here, and then Westwood, which we're gonna check out here in a minute. But when they finish 5th grade, your students will then come here to a combined middle school, the home of the Falcons, and continue their education here from 6th grade through 8th grade. I just had 2 kids that graduated here, are now freshmen in high school. They were cheerleaders for 3 years, part of the track team. I've now got a son in here who's a 6th grader. He's made the middle school football team, and he's also made and qualified for the golf team. So again, the same security systems here. You see the intercom, you've got to check in one door, you're inside the secured area, you're not in the hallways. But again, Fairview Middle School, Fairview Elementary, Westwood Elementary, come here, go to school from 6th grade to 8th grade, starting about 7:30 in the morning, getting in out about 2:50 in the afternoon. Once they finish 8th grade here, they go across the backside here to the high school, where they continue from 9th to 12th grade. One other great area is their 2nd elementary school. This is Westwood Elementary, right off of Highway 96, which is between Highway 100 and Interstate 40, which Interstate 40, you jump on, go west, you're going to Memphis, jump on, go east, you're 30 minutes going to Nashville. Now, Westwood Elementary School, my kids actually went to school here. A little bit of inside information. They were not zoned for this school when we lived in Fairview. They were actually zoned for Fairview Elementary. Williamson County Schools does give an option for what's called zoning out of a school to attend another one, but there's some parameters around that. The way the process works is, first of all, there has to be classroom availability in the school that your kids want to zone into. Typically, they cap it at 20 additional seats per grade, and it's dependent on if they have the seats available. If they don't have the seats available, you can't transfer over. They so happen to have some availability here when my daughters wanted to go over here. So we zoned out Fairview Elementary for no reason, but just wanted to come to school because they knew more people over on this side. So when we did that, we zoned in over here. That principal at Fairview Elementary had to sign the rezoning request. They had to approve it over here, and then our kids were able to come to school here. Now, the caveat on that is our bus. So our bus was zoned on the route to go to Fairview Elementary, not Westwood, which meant that our kids could not ride the bus to come over here to go to school. So we had to do car rider line, which is a pretty simple process, and Fairview end to end is not hard to get around in, and we kind of lived in the middle. So again, Westwood Elementary, home of the Tigers. My kids love going to school here so much. My daughters are in high school now. They still talk about their teachers here. They see them all the time at all the games and events. And great staff, great parent involvement, and a really great school to bring your kids into. Westwood is zoned for Stevens Valley, which is further down 100 towards Nashville. Again, we're about 30 minutes from Nashville, 25 minutes from Franklin, about 30 minutes to Brentwood. But the kids that are living in Stevens Valley, which I will have a property tour of that, as well as a community tour of Stevens Valley in the link below, please check that out. but this is the school for elementary grade kids that will be coming to school from Stevens Valley into Westwood. And they just opened that up about a year ago, and it increased the enrollment here by like 300 kids total across all the grades. So the ability to zone in here is probably done because they don't have the capacity here anymore to do that, because that new community of houses came online in Stevens Valley. I'm continuing my city tour of Fairview, Tennessee, which sits just south of Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm standing in one of the truest gems in all of southern Williamson County. I'm sitting in what's called Bowie Park, or Bowie Park, depending on how you want to pronounce it, in the heart of Fairview. This is a 700+ acre park that was donated by the Bowie family to the city of Fairview, and is free access for the citizens and the residents living in Fairview. That's zip code 37062. It's got several lakes like this in it. It's got benches next to the lake for you to have picnics at. It's got a pavilion for birthday parties. It's also got a brand new playground, which we're going to look at later. It's got multiple set of trails. We'll include a link down below that you can access the trail maps, including a 5-mile perimeter trail. That's a hike, bike, and horse trail perimeter trail. Now, interesting thing about that is I bike the 5-mile trail. You share it with the horseback riders, which means a couple of things. First of all, you've got to look out for horse landmines laying on the ground, because they're not required to clean those up as a dog owner is required to clean their mess up. But secondarily, the trails are pretty slim. So if you're mountain biking at high speed and you come around a corner, you could be coming into a group of horseback riders, and unless you know how to approach them, the horses can get spooked. So my advice to you is to dismount off your bike, stand there calmly, and let the horseback riders pass you by, vice versa, you passing them by, because if a horse does get spooked, there's no area for you to bail out, nowhere for them to go, and it's either you or the horse, and typically you're not going to win that matchup. So let's continue the walkthrough here. We're going to now go up to the front of the park where the brand new playground is. But again, if you need any information on the park, it's available online. It's Bowie Park, B-O-W-I-E. And you can look at all the program maps and everything on there. There's actually a set of bathrooms we'll take a picture of as well too. But again, a true asset, a true hidden gem inside of the city of Fairview. I didn't know it was here when I moved here. Somebody said it's right next to the liquor store. You're gonna miss the sign. Sure enough, there it is, and then here we are. So let's go take a look. Okay, so I'm standing in front of the Bowie Nature Center, and this facility during the summertime offers a lot of summer camp type programs for kids. My son came up here and was part of the program. They actually have indoor classroom science sort of events. My son actually got to handle a snake. So they learn a lot about the reptiles and insects and other animals inside the park. And then they also take them out into the park itself and do nature events at several of the pavilions around the park, including water days where they get to jump in the creek and stuff. So all that will be on the website. I'll include below, but it's a great opportunity for your kids to come in and get engaged in nature. And they do a really good job of putting on programs and events here for such things like that to happen. We're now going to step across the street over here and take a look at the brand new playground that was just built, opened up about a month ago, and people out enjoying it today. So let's go look. Okay everybody, I am standing just outside of the brand new Bowie Nature Park playground. A little backstory to this: there was an older playground here which we didn't think was in that bad of shape. Well, overnight the city came in and bulldozed the playground out and caused a huge uproar in our town because so many residents used the playground to play on. In fact, my kids played on it when they were younger as well too. Well, it got to be such an issue that the city came together with the residents and created a donation program to raise the funds for a brand new playground. And I think it was like $750,000 they raised to build this brand new playground and update it. It just got completed July 4th of 2022, so it's been open a little over a month and a half now. And people are out here on a Sunday in the middle of August, 85-degree weather, and enjoying the park. Again, for the residents of Fairview, this park and the playground are free for you to access, and it's really a great outdoor facility to come enjoy some beautiful weather like we're having today, and even hold some parties if you want to have your outdoor party here as well too. They actually have some music festivals. Nature Fest, which is part of Fairview's event calendar, is also hosted here. So a lot of great opportunity to come out and enjoy a great nature space. Again, 700 acres. All right, so as part of the Fairview City Tour, we're in one of the shopping centers in Fairview, a Walmart Supercenter. We got this here about 5 or 6 years ago. It's got your groceries, it's got your hardware and yard stuff, home goods, but it's also got an auto center around the back as well too. So for Fairview shopping, we do have a local Walmart for those who like shopping at Walmart. Now let's go on to the next part of the tour here. I'm standing in the parking lot of one of 2 shopping areas here in Fairview. The other one was the Walmart Supercenter, which we've already done an outside tour of that. This one is anchored by a Publix grocery store on one end, as well as an Anytime Fitness on the other. This is kind of called the City Center Circle or City Center Way. It's also got a brand new Waffle House that was just opened up in the last 6 months. 2 Mexican restaurants on either side of Highway 100, or as we call it, Fairview Boulevard, a couple of convenience stores. So if you want to really understand the center of Fairview, this would be it at Highway 100 and a four-way stoplight here in the middle of Fairview. This sits 30 minutes south of Nashville, about 25 minutes to Franklin, and about 30 minutes to Brentwood. For anything that you want to do above and beyond for additional shopping and entertainment and going out. There's malls, there's restaurants, there's Nordstrom's. I'm actually going to have separate community tours or city tours of Fairview and Brentwood, along with some community tours in those areas as well too. So look for those by subscribing to my channel so that I can update you when those come out. Again, I've got some property tours for communities in the city of Fairview, along with a full city tour on this video. If you'd want to understand what it's like to possibly move here, please call me, please email me, please schedule a call so we can understand what you're looking for and how I can help guide you in the process. Again, this is Jack Lerond, your Nashville area real estate agent.